Luke Baines is best known for his role as the villainous Jonathan Morgenstern on Freeform's hit series Shadowhunters. The series follows a girl who, on her 18th birthday, finds out that she comes from a long line of human-angel hybrids who hunt demons. Take a look.
I would love to visit the Prado. You know, I've always wanted to see those botch paintings in person.
Botch. Botch paintings? It's Bosch, you idiot. Clary would never get that wrong.
Whatever, I was close enough.
Tell me, are all ceiling nymphs lent out by the bone chandelier so boneheaded?
It's not my fault the words are lame.
Stick to the script. And never mouth off to me.
Won't happen again. I promise. I'll be better.
Don't bother. I was foolish to ever think I could be satisfied with a fake. I suppose I'll just have to get my hands on the real thing.
Everyone, please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Luke Baines.
Woo! Hello.
Hey! We're so happy to have you. Shadowhunters,
Yes.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, well, yes.
Well, I mean, everything has to come to an end, but I feel like your fandom is so insane. They're so intense and passionate, and they just I mean, they love you guys so much.
They're so wonderful.
How has it been, like, being part of Shadowhunters?
You know, it's really strange because I only came into it like this past year, so I still don't get it. Like, as in, I don't get my association with it. Like, I see the fans and I see the fandom, and they're so wonderful and they're so lovely, but I still like, oh, that's like Kat and Dom's fans.
Right.
And they're like, no, we love you too. I'm like, no, that's not me, that's someone else.
Oh no,
So,
they love you.
it's weird. It's very, very, very weird. Yeah.
So the finale is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
That's like a whole ass movie.
Yeah.
That's like longer than the Beyonce doc.
That'll be longer than the Game of Thrones finale.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
Well, we are better than Beyonce and Game of Thrones.
Whoa.
You heard it here first,
Oh, okay. be
Fighting
careful.
words.
Although some
that.
fans are like, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans like,
I know, we're
yeah.
up again.
Should I
We're
leave
up
now?
again.
Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe hide.
Thanks for tuning in.
The
Yeah.
Beyoncé is outside waiting.
There's just everything like red lights and it shuts
Yeah.
down. It's 2.5 hours, and it wasn't intended to be that way. It was meant to be a 2-hour finale. And they got in the edit room and they just had too much material, which was nice.
Yeah.
It's better than being the opposite way around of, you know, us being terrible and not filling for 2 hours. And the network kindly let us have that extra half hour. They were like, you know what, it's great, don't do anything with it. And so yeah, it's long. I've seen it. It's very, it's a lot. It's a lot. I cried like 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not at my own stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just your only
Weird.
scenes.
That would be a little narcissistic. No, but there's some, yeah.
How was it shooting those final episodes? Was it really emotional and sad?
Yeah, it was really sad. Yeah, I mean, it was like my last scene. It was just me and Kat and Kat McNamara, who plays my sister on the show, and we couldn't like. She was hysterically crying, and I might have shed a tear, but also it was very dusty, so I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, maybe allergies or
It
something.
was allergies.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm a man. I don't cry.
Right. Yeah.
So catch us up with your character, because like he's been dead, he's like come back to life and stuff. So when you first saw his arc, what was your reaction to all of that?
I mean, it was a lot. You know, obviously it's a supernatural show, so
Yeah.
those sort of things can happen. But yeah, it's a lot. He's also like, it's funny if I like explain to a friend or something that they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I'll say, oh, okay, so I'm playing this part angel, part demon, part human. I was like injected with demon blood when I was a baby. I was given up for adoption. Then I lived in hell for 10 years. Now I'm back to like, and they're like, wait, what? I was like, I don't know. I didn't write it. Yeah, but it's a lot. It's really a lot, but it's really, really wonderful because there's so much I can work with. You know, there's so many layers that I can add to him, which is really, really wonderful. For any actor to be able to do that, it's really nice.
So going into the end, is there anything that you can tell us about his story that won't be a spoiler, but that is kind of a little
It's
tidbit?
so hard, and I have gotten through. This is like one of my last interviews, and I've gotten through so many without spoiling it, and I reckon it's going to be this one. No,
We'll get it.
Please.
no, I mean, I can't get fired, can I? So I think that we'll see a different side of him.
Okay.
So what I really wanted to bring through these first like 7 to 9 episodes was the fact that he's not a black and white villain. There's a lot that's gone into him and who he is. And so towards the end though, things do take a turn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like. What it's like working with this cast.
It's so wonderful. So I've actually known Dom Sherwood for like 10 years. We did a commercial together when we were babies, and I've known Kat for a while as well. She almost did a movie that I did, and so we almost worked together on that. So it was really nice going into it, and then I was like fans of all the other characters because I watched the show because of them. So it was kind of weird. There were scenes where I'd walk on and I was fangirling.
Yeah, I saw you were just at Coachella with Kat, right?
Yeah.
Did a little Instagram stuff for the show.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Yeah, it was great. It was really
how
fun.
do I come across on social media? Do I have any pointers?
No, you know what? Maybe backstage.
Okay,
Don't
all right.
give me some
Yeah.
That's fair.
To be fair, I just had one of my friends the other day said to me, she's like, I was going through your Instagram. And I was like, oh, God. And she was like, maybe like tone down a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like,
I don't agree with
no,
that
she was like, you
assessment.
come across just a little bit mean. And I was like, well, I kind of am.
You're like, I've got to get to know humor. Fuck off.
I mean, I was a little scared to meet you. I was like, is he actually evil? But you're so kind.
Well, that's
But
an
who
act.
goes on Instagram?
This is actually the act.
Okay.
The guy on the... Sorry, what?
Who goes on Instagram to be nice? I mean,
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
that's
the whole
true.
the whole
That's true.
concept.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about filming the finale and that there were tears. Were there any behind the scenes kind of fun moments that you can share?
Honestly, because we wrapped the season I think in May, and then we found out about the cancellation, and then they added the finale, so which is the 2 episodes. It was kind of how it all came about was very, I wouldn't want to say last minute, but it wasn't. We didn't have tons of time to have fun and hijinks and all that kind of thing.
Right.
But one of our last scenes that we did, we had a party in the Institute on the set, which was really, really nice.
That's really fun.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it was just so funny because I was waiting for just one person to film it. And end up on social media because it also gives away a very big part of the finale.
Oh, God.
So we got through without it.
That must be really intense, kind of worrying all the time if.
Yeah, it's something I've never had to worry about before. Most projects I've done in the past have been like, oh gosh, I hope someone sees this.
Me too, with my Instagram.
It's the truth. I mean, yeah, right? You go through. Who looked? No one? Okay, good. But yeah, it's mostly like, oh God, I hope it gets good distribution or this happens or whatever. And with this, it's got the built-in audience because of the books and then also because the show's been so successful. So it was daunting. It was really, really scary, to be honest, especially coming into it. And I just didn't want to ruin it for anyone because that would suck.
I understand.
Yeah.
first of all, Luke, great name. I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good name.
It's really
Good
just
name, yeah.
star quality. So outside of Shadowhunters, you also star in David Robert Mitchell's Under the Silver Lake with
Yes.
Andrew Garfield, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that and working with Andrew.
God, it was amazing. I love that poster. It comes out in New York and Los Angeles today. Comes out on VOD on the 23rd. I think it might be one of the best movies I've seen in the past 10 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Controversial. It really is controversial. So we opened at Cannes and the reviews were mixed. Some people thought it was brilliant. Some people didn't like it. I genuinely think it's so interesting and there's so much going on and it's definitely a movie you could watch 10 times and still find things. Even being in it, after the premiere I went up to the director and I was like, hey, so what is that about? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, okay, cool. And even Andrew and I were talking about it. We're like, what do you think that's? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, good. So, if we can't figure it out, then there's definitely material for everyone else.
Yeah.
But it was so amazing to work with him. It was so terrifying because I'm such a fan of his. Boy A was one of my favorite films. And my first scene, I was naked on a bathroom floor with him, just doing this scene, very close proximity, and I couldn't look at him in the face.
Great way to break the ice.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
But I literally,
behind the scene photos.
I actually do, but it's mostly of the bruises that cover my entire body.
Okay.
It was a lot. It was a lot of scene. But it was funny because David came up to me and after the first take, he's like, "I like what you're doing with the no eye contact thing, but maybe just mix it up a little." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a choice. That was absolutely a choice." It's because I couldn't look at him. He's so amazing,
Right.
and he also is one of those actors that comes to set and is on immediately. Take one, he's there and present. went, and I was like,
Well, besides acting, you're a really charitable guy. You're a big supporter of Oxfam International,
Yes.
which is trying to end global poverty. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that, how we can maybe help out?
Yeah, you know, I've been working with them for like 3 years now. I wanted to start working with a charity that I would work with for the rest of my career. So I researched like the top 50 NGOs and went through all of their corporate profiles, and they had one of the best cost ratios in terms of how much money they get that goes directly into the programs, which I really, really loved. And they also aim for the root cause of things, that rather than just putting a Band-Aid over something, they want to find out why things happen the way they happen and try and change them. It's like one of the programs that they do is like in Africa, they give women seed money to start their own businesses so that they can get out of poverty that way by building their own businesses, which is really, really wonderful. And the last thing I'll say is that we're doing something around the war in Yemen at the moment. There's 16 million of the 27 million that are facing famine, and
So many are children.
It's a refugee crisis.
it's
Yeah.
insane. And you know, I've actually, one of the most wonderful things about working with a charity, I've had messages from people in Yemen who are dodging bombs, and they need our help. So if you want to help, oxfamamerica.com/take action.
Yeah.
Do it.
And then also, which I also love about you, is that clearly you're not from America originally.
Wait, you picked up on
I
that?
picked up on that. I'm the smart one.
Okay, I see how this
so
works now.
you're LA.
You're the pretty one. It's okay.
Oh my God, thank you.
No worries.
What am I?
You're the other pretty one.
Hang on.
We're both.
You're the newbie with me.
Okay.
So you're LA based and you support LA local charities. I want to get this right. So the VET Hunters Project,
Yes.
which sort of connects homeless veterans to government programs,
Yes.
and then the BCR Burbank, a Center for Adults and Children with Developmental Disabilities.
Yes.
Those sound like two incredible organizations that really are supporting such a portion of our population really needs help.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
the thing that's really great about those two is that the work I do with Oxfam has more of like a global international reach. And obviously the work I do there is so important, but I do like to do some like hands-on. So with those, I get to actually see people and like work with them. So Vet Hunters is awesome because they go out into the streets and they find veterans who are homeless and connect them with the government programs they may not know about. And then BCR works with people on the autism spectrum, and it's actually, if you're ever in LA, happens once a month, and they do like a disco where you go and dance.
Love that.
And it's like a 4-hour dance with the best music I've ever heard in my life, including My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, because who doesn't want to dance?
But
to that?
at a disco
The
party?
disco?
Yeah, why not?
It's like a school. It's like a school dance, and like your job is just to like get the party started.
Yeah.
I'm so good at
do
that.
that.
I'm
We can
down.
do that.
Honestly, yeah.
Full brunch LA, we're going.
We're gonna be there.
Actually, well, the weather's nicer, so.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
We're like in Mordor right now.
Yeah, it's spring, guys. What happened?
New York is trash.
Yeah.
get
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're
someone.
making enemies on today's show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we really
Yes,
are.
New York is trash. We love it, but it's
No, I
trash.
love it.
Yeah.
I
I'm so
was.
glad you're saying that because I'm usually the one that's saying New York is trash, and you're like, come on, it's not that bad.
You have a native New Yorker on the show today, so
Who's the native New Yorker?
fighting words.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you
me.
okay?
I'm okay.
Do I need to hold you back?
Sweating a little bit. First, I was not called the third pretty one, which would have been an easier way out for you.
I
And
know,
now
you
you're
want water.
attacking my hometown. So about to spill this mug of
absolutely.
beer.
Yeah, but why is there water in here? It's Bill Brunch.
We
is-
missed it with cocktails yesterday.
There is
Yeah.
a key ingredient in brunch missing, and that
I
is
know.
food and brunch. I mean, food and alcohol.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. You
yeah.
discovered the root of the problem.
Yeah,
There's
well.
food and alcohol.
At Bill Brunch
Fix it.
LA, maybe there's food.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, are you kidding? No one eats in LA.
true.
It's green juice,
Smoothies,
it's celery juice.
smoothies.
Yeah,
That's why I love going to LA parties because you get all the snacks to yourself.
yeah, it's true
Right.
actually.
Yeah, I just eat all the cake. It's amazing.
I stand next to the like exit for the kitchen, and I'm just like, come to Papa.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, well, Luke, thank you so much for being
Thank you very
here.
much.
Thank you.
Thank-